right?
That's what you'd say to yourself?
Yes.
So you're, okay, that's
It's
good. All right.
this disassociation, right?
Okay.
Because what you're doing is you're actually accessing a higher level of consciousness by doing that. Because you're now becoming an observer of your emotion. The moment you do that, you basically start to rationalize. And you can just take this process and go deeper in just this process. So why? Why is Joseph coming angry? Oh, Joseph reacted to Sarah saying that he's like that.
Okay.
Right. And then you can almost see it from an audience perspective.
Right. So it's like looking at yourself through. It's not looking at yourself through a mirror. It's looking at yourself through another person.
It's looking. Okay. So from what you do, it's looking at yourself in a higher consciousness. Okay. Right. And some work. One is a work we even call it a God consciousness, which is how God perceived this this experience, right? I don't use that term. I use
Right,
consciousness, right? And when you get good at it, you can change your mental state just with this exercise, just with this one tool. The challenge is that most people are uncomfortable with this concept. So what we do is, what my daughter suggests is, first you label the emotion, which is, let's say, anger, and then what song can you preload into your system, like and the system that actually that when you listen to a song, it gives you that sense of happiness, for simplicity's sake, right? Maybe there's one song that uplifts you.
Okay.
Okay. And then if the environment allows, you play the song, right? That creates a state change. Then what we do is maybe there's one particular lyric that typically speaks out to you, right? That from that song. If not, it can be a lyric that's similar to the theme of the song. Doesn't do exactly, but it's basically a mantra. Is where the technology comes from, which is a command you're going to basically say to yourself. So you know what, I'm in control. I'm whatever it may be for yourself. And then, but you're still not. So music has the ability to bypass the critical factor of the brain. That's why it works on your emotions so quickly, right? So when we watch a movie, when the music is playing, we go on that emotional journey. It's not what you're seeing; it's the music that takes what you're hearing. Okay. And people always think,
It's like music, like in a horror movie, something bad's gonna happen because of the music. It's like,
No, that
make
makes
it all
sense.
tense.
If
Like,
you think about it, if like the strings weren't there when the whatever was approaching, be like,
right.
I'm gonna get them, all right.
Right. It literally use 80% of the emotional connection to a movie when you take out the soundtrack. That's how important the soundtrack is to what you feel about a movie. You ready? Okay.
Which is fine.
There's just too much goodness here.
Yeah,
If you want the coffee, might be ready. If you want to do that before.
I'd
we
love
start.
some coffee.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, it started. The live stream's already started, but yeah.
Boy, you're building your audience then.
It's a Google. It's Google Hangout. It's a Google Hangout.
Oh.
So I'll cut it. I'll cut this part.
Then
But yeah, we're already
I'll
running.
leave you a copy of it.
Yeah, cool.
So
If anybody wants coffee, follow me.
what's the favorite song? Like, it's a song that you might listen to when I feel good or working out. Or
Kind of a weird song for a 16-year-old, but I like the third movement of Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata.
Okay, so that in that case, so is there a particular phrase that comes to mind when you listen to that song? Like, is there like a phrase, because that's an instrumental, so
Right, yeah, it's
so,
a piano piece.
so what might be a mantra or a phrase that you would say to yourself in connection with that piece of music?
When I hear it,
How does it make you feel?
okay, it makes me feel like kind of like getting over something. Because I don't know if you've ever heard it, but it starts off kind of fast paced, a couple of really sharp hits to the keys, but as it goes on, it smooths out, and it like in my mind.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let's play that, right?
Okay.
So a mantra could be, I'm over it. Right. So you go, I'm angry, so you basically, I'm angry, right? Play the song, and say, I'm over it. Okay, I'm over it. But then you embody that, right? So I'll give you an example. One of the ones I use is, I release my mythologies. I'm happy with who I am. I can do it, right?
Okay.
So that in the moment that you feel like, like you start doubting yourself, right? So my doubt comes from my past. the past is a mythology. It's what I believe. It's not true in terms of the impact on me today. So a mythology are the lies I tell about myself, about my past.
Okay.
Okay. So when I do that, to me, it's letting go of that. It's embodiment. So movement, okay, helps to work on the neurological level better than words, right? So you can't be jumping up and down in joy
Oh,
and
that's
feel sad,
no, just
Right, yeah.
right? So that's embodiment. Embodiment is using physical movement to embody the change, right? So if I say to you, if you kind of curl up and say, okay, feel happy,
You want?
right? Your body is
I'm
feeling
not
sad, right? So even if you're trying to be happy, when you like feel weird, it's like what's going on,
Again,
my
so some
body's
she's
sad.
gonna show some
I'm trying to say
strategies on how to use Facebook advertising.
The opposite is true, right? If I say,
Yeah.
jump up and down
That's
with joy, but now feel sad.
I know, it's just,
Like, you can't trick the body,
Right.
But the mind can. So embodiment is embodying that state change. Now, when you put it all together in a quick, fast process, literally
No.
in 30 seconds of feeling a
That's
negative
the one.
emotion,
It's
you can
over.
train
It's
yourself
behind the
to
door.
move out of it rapidly.
The coop.
And for some people might take longer or whatever. So she's teaching people that, especially
Cool.
teenagers who
Or
go
something.
through
The coop down there.
bullying, social media bullying, and it
Allá
gets
está
to
el
the point
password
where
atrás y tiene un token también.
these things lead to suicide.
Right.
Right? So how do you, and what you got, and when the parents see this, what they're saying is go take some antidepressants. Like 1 in 4 people are on antidepressants or psychological drug in America today.
Right, I know.
123 people commit suicide. So there's some challenges that are not being addressed. So her thing is, because she's a singer-songwriter, is how to use a simple tool like music and movement and a mantra to help with the emotional state change.
it's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, no, that's pretty awesome. Yeah.
All right, Sergio, we're turning the floor over to you.
Okay, very good.
Right?
Yeah, you just taught the world. Welcome to the internet.
We're always watching.
Exactly.
Mike was out.
Especially Mark Zuckerberg.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Put a
So,
on your camera.
Right.
The latest joke is there's an FBI man in your phone.
Sure.
so for everybody that couldn't make it, this is the start of our talk, and we're gonna talk about how to take people from Facebook ads to events, because it seems to work very, very well. So I'm gonna go into screen share, and whenever it's necessary, and I go to a board, I'll just have Alex point the camera at the board, and we'll make it work that way. All right. Infinite screen.
Before just a little bit closer to the speaker on board.
Perfect. So, hi, for those who don't know me, I'm Sergio Chavez, and I do digital marketing for a living, among other things. I ranked my first website in 2008 for Las Vegas Auto Insurance, and I think that website still ranks. Let me see. It's fine. Las Vegas Auto Insurance. It's a big word. It's probably, no, it's not there anymore. Straya, that's the one. Well, I had it in first place, and that generated, I think, about 1 million gross a year back then. They've changed the site and stuff, but and then I made my first successful YouTube channel, and it's just gone from there. And I've just grown organically. I have trouble even making my own website, but I do very good for other people sometimes, usually. So right now the big thing is Facebook ads, and I hear Facebook ads is a very polarizing thing right now, because I either hear people have great success or people bomb. And I don't think it's because it's the ad. I think it's because of the approach. One of the approaches that I've seen work very well is throwing people to an event, right? If you have a service or a product that has a margin wide enough to have a person in an event and then sell them from there, create the customer relationship. I think that's what's working best. So my presentations are very hands-on. I show a lot of live examples and a lot of prior examples, and I jump from one thing to another. So I want you guys, my objective is for you to get the gist of it, the principles, because Facebook might change tomorrow. I actually saw a big change today on how they promote events. So yes, it will be technical and it will be marketing and it will be all of the above because as marketers and as social media people, we need to have all the spectrum from copywriting to the technical. That's just the way this world is, and that's most of our profession. Or those that are here. So there's four major steps. One is what their goal and what's the goal. I know what you're measuring, right? So let's take for example your book. So if I were running a campaign to an event, to your book or to your platform, which we were building, and I love that this happened because I like, I like real cases. I like working real time. So let's say that today we settle that we're gonna make an event for.
I do it all the time. Don't worry.
Let's settle that. So. And let's say we want to bring 100 people. And our goal would be to give away 100 books. Now, one of the things that I would think about also to make a profit is to either auction or pre-sell the online course to this book. That's how I would think of a successful event for you. Let's say it's a $97. Since you're gonna give them so much value here and even give away a book, I don't know, what's your unit cost per book?
$350.
So that's $350. I don't know, we can probably get a venue somewhere for free with all your influence. So I'm always thinking numbers and people. Oh, wait, no, it's because you gotta have a measure, right?
It's actually really probably $7 because I give one free away. So they cost me $350, but I give two for every one I sell.
We're gonna give it more. We're gonna give 100 away. That's gonna be our hook, right? For people who are gonna. I mean, maybe more people go. So you can present on the book, sign it and everything. And what I would do is, like I even if you don't have it, you can pre-sell a course for $97. And just from giving all this value on a conference, I think let's shoot for 10 people, man. So we'll make $1,000. I don't know, probably more. Since I would, with the way you speak, probably a 20% ratio. So let's say $2,000. Right, so now we have our metrics. So out of the gate, we're spending $350 and we're shooting to profit $1,700. Right? So now we know how much we have in ad spend. Maybe you can sell them towards more things here. But now we know that we have probably this left to invest in ads. I usually invest for events, for free events, usually $500 will get me 40 people if it's something that's hot and that's like health. On funerals, I get 2 to 6 people, but most of them buy. So it just all depends. So I would put in a $700.
I'm sorry, did you say funerals? You're promoting funerals or you're wanting people to
Pre-sell.
come learn, to pre-sell like a plot type of thing? Okay.
A plot or cremate.
So you're not advertising to come to funerals?
Yeah.
Okay, that's something I hadn't heard.
That'd be an interesting.
I think my mind's going this way, and my
all
mouth
good.
is going, so it happens a lot. So to profit $1,000 out of this event and get you a whole bunch of exposure, that's more or less how I would see it, right? So then I would run a Facebook ad to that event, right, with this and go.
So is this an event you're setting up in Facebook, like a Facebook event, or is it, are you gonna show us
Well, I would do it in Eventbrite, it's easiest and fastest.
an Eventbrite?
Eventbrite, and I would not do it conversions, I would do it, it's page views. So when you're watching the video, we'll go into the technicals of it, but I would shoot to be watching the video. I don't know if you've seen those, that you watch the video and then the web page appears with the action, right? I don't know if you've seen it.
It's just within
Within the video,
Facebook or on the
yeah.
landing page?
Within the Facebook. The landing page appears under the video.
I've only seen that on a lead ad.
Yeah, it's lead or, I think it's page views.
Okay.
Yeah,
You're gonna show us.
Well, I have one of the campaigns that I run, so yeah, I mean. those-
So the videos like you talking about the event, why you should come, you know, blah, blah, blah.
Like I was in my deathbed and I was teaching my daughter this.
Got it.
That would be a good hook to start.
Got
And then, wisdom for. I don't know, I haven't thought about
And then
that.
the call to action, just register me for the event.
Yeah, I'm just giving you the
Oh,
big
yeah.
30,000, so yeah, is to go for a free, and it would be an event, right?
How long should that video be?
Minute and a half, that's, it's all over the place. You never know, that right now it's all split testing, I'll split a video on a picture. But, yeah,
No more than,
a minute and a half for now.
oh, really?
That's what I would say, yeah.
You know, I don't know what you're doing, Sergio, but when I'm doing videos on Facebook, especially paid ads, I will create 3 versions of my video of 3 different lengths, because honestly, I don't know. Like, you don't know until you run it, and it's so easy to run another ad. You know, so if you have one running at $5 a day, I mean, why not just have 3 running each at $5 a day, and then you just pick the winner? So I'll have a long, a medium, and a short script that might, you know, one might be 60 seconds, one might be a minute and a half, one might be 6 minutes. I mean,
Right.
And honestly, I'm shocked at how many people watch the 6-minute video.
Right.
So,
Okay.
Usually, yeah, assumptions are so hard, and you make your best assumptions, but you still have to do some testing with them. So I mean, that's kind of like the big picture, right? That's how I would plan. So I'll show you a few things that I'm running and a little bit of the technicals.
Cool.
But what I want you guys is to get the gist, you know.
And so one other question about the Eventbrite. So you're taking a page view ad on Facebook to the Eventbrite page. Okay.
And yeah, I mean, at least it's always a tricky thing, but yes. Yeah, you press the video and then the page appears. I love that.
Yeah.
It's
I like to see that. That's cool.
Yeah, I'll put it on my phone. You get the notification. Okay. So it's amazing how you disconnect from this thing a little bit and you get tons of calls. Oh, what's happening? Okay.
My favorite feature on the phone is do not disturb.
It's pretty nice.
My favorite key on the keyboard is delete.
Okay, so let's go through some examples. So this is the one that I ran for the funeral pre-planning. And I'm gonna send the link so you can see it. It's a notification. And so you can pass it on. And there's several tricks, several things here, but you guys will see it.
And see, this event was at Grave Street Cafe.
Let's talk about something that no one wants to talk about. White,
This
regardless
is weird.
of
I don't know
their
if it's
economic or
because
social
it's not running,
status.
it's not pulling up the
Life,
page.
like any good story, has a beginning, middle, and an end.
Yeah, but it just it
Should
it
be
was
red.
pulling it off when I think when you're paying is when it does it. Yeah,
Mm.
because it's dead because the page is dead. But
Adelante.
let me make it live then somehow. So you can see people do like it and they comment. It gets interesting engagement. Some people
I
protest.
love
You
this
shouldn't put
example. I
this.
can't think of anything much more difficult to sell than learning how to pre-plan your death. I mean, right? I mean,
There's people selling this and they make that. I mean, it's like insurance salesman,
yeah.
like life insurance. So,
Has a beginning, middle.
so the page supposed to be up here. I don't know why. I mean, yeah, because it's not live right now. Let me see if I can change the.
This is a pretty well produced video. I mean, you can tell that this is not some.
Well, I actually swiped it from somewhere. But anyways, so yeah, you can. It was like the most viewed thing on funerals, and then I adapted it to her because it was on social.
So this is not a custom video?
No.
Interesting.
No, you can. I mean, it's a swipe. Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, if you know where to look and how to look, and I mean, I didn't get a ding for it or anything, so
It's just royalty free.
I've run it 5 or 6 times already. Yeah. I think Facebook just cares about
This is what
yeah,
you mean, right?
because this is a company. Yeah, correct. Show it.
This
show
is
it
not
out.
showing up as a post, right? This is dark, is that right?
Huh?
Is this showing up, is this dark or is it
It's
showing up as
dark.
a post? Okay.
It's dark.
You can see the video and underneath you can see the website.
Okay, I see.
You know what I mean? So it could be access to just buy the product or whatever you subscribe button.
Correct.
So,
You can even swipe it, there you can see the website in the bottom.
oh, okay.
And you're still on Facebook.
It used to, yeah, exactly. It's not gonna take you to another different page. It's gonna leave you on the same page.
So where does all the landing page information live? On a
It
dot
pulls
com
it.
somewhere?
Yeah. On Eventbrite, it pulls it.
So it's instead of having to,
Cool.
if you're interested in the product, having to go through the ad and on the website, whatever you need for that product, it's just available to you.
So the key is Eventbrite, or one of the technical keys.
Mhm.
Interesting.
So here's some events that have been run. So those were all $500. It changed. 62 people, 42, 29,
$500
40.
in your ad spend?
Yes. 31, 39. This one bombed. Some is gonna be.
So when 36, let's say it's like a top one, when 36 people like that sign up for the free event, how many show up?
That time I think usually it's anywhere from half to a quarter.
And is there something that happens on the back end and follow up to get people to come? Or
Yes.
Okay.
Eventbrite has all that.
So you're just using
send them out.
Eventbrite's reminder emails and texts and.
Correct. I'm making it simple. I mean, you can go and make a funnel and all that.
But we don't need to. You're saying just.
Yeah.
I'm an 80-20 guy, so. If.
Good. So yeah, Eventbrite does that, and then it collects a database. Actually, if you didn't know.
No, I did not. So what information do you get?
So let's see. We wanna involve.
So you can export the names and emails.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Does it come at the end of the video?
If you swipe out, you see the website at the bottom.
That's funny.
Like in this case, you put the video,
Okay.
and then on the bottom, subscribe for the event or release of the book or whatever you want to put it bottom. In this case, he's selling a coaching fitness product. Product.
Yeah.
It's just easy. Both.
Huh.
So these are the emails, and then and then you can generate more if you want.
That's great.
I think, and that's a free version. I think the paid version has a lot more stuff. Attendee list.
It's your mom. You can always take your call. Your mom.
She's your wife, you didn't take it.
It's a different relationship.
Double standard.
She's not my mom, is she?
Take your mom's call until you die, until she or one of the two dies.
All right, so let me go back to my steps. So you already, you get the goal, right?
Yeah, no, that's really cool.
Okay, so then
Simple.
let's create an event and make sure that there's some reward. So let's see, for example. So this was tested already by a group, so then 80/20 we used it, and turns out that autoimmunity is a big thing right now. So people that's a big button. So people do show up to see what's going on.
Oh, this was Josiah?
Huh? This is for Josiah. Yeah, he was. I got him the people, but they know the clothes. He needs to. Anyways, it's a whole piece. You have to close people and all that. The end product was a $1,500 package. So we did run at a small profit for all these. But yeah, he closed
This is a
several
live
patients.
event, right?
Say that again.
This is to a live event.
Correct. I mean, that's not live right now, but
Yeah, but this took him to a live event here in Vegas.
correct.
And then he did the presentation, and then he was closing them at the presentation.
Yes,
Okay.
correct.
Also
I think there was he's changing venues now. He's doing
I've been to that Luminosity venue, and it's kind of drab. in a way.
correct. There's another, but he was doing it at the library. Those was
That's even drabber.
That's
But
it.
I've been to that Luminosity, and it's,
Yeah.
yeah, I would definitely be. Anyway, this is really cool. This is really cool.
So yeah, you make the event an Eventbrite, and then that's where you throw people to. I'll show you the funeral one. So you see the numbers are much lower, but most of these people close or they're in the pipeline. No, this is a very long sales cycle. It takes some people take a year to close. And you gotta be following up like crazy.
What's the average package price at the end of the funnel?
It could go from 1,500 to 20,000, depending on if you want burial or if you want cremation. Jewish people do it differently, from what I
We're
understand.
crazy when it comes to death. There's this whole Shiva thing, and it's a big pain.
Correct.
So
So,
talk
yeah.
about our later.
So on this one, what I'm trying to adjust is give them the option to make a lot of the feedback on this, especially she gets a lot of engagement with us. I ran ads in English and Spanish, and in Spanish people comment more. I don't know why, but people do go and see. Some of the feedback that we got was that they wanted to they couldn't make it to that event, so they needed options or like to see
And they're commenting in the ad, it's in the ad comments?
yes, sometimes.
So was this to a live event or online event?
No, this was live event.
Live event.
Yeah, it's live event. It's all for local. It's yeah. So
And what
This is
happens
really
at the
cool.
event, so you just kind of walk them through the process of?
correct. People that go usually they just had a very traumatic experience with somebody dying, or you see a lot of people putting in Facebook now, help us to fund the funeral for such and such and whatever. So that's another example. And then the third one that I'm actually creating this campaign, so you're gonna get to see, is Kelly O'Neill, and that's for a Portland event.
She's a rock star.
Business, yeah. So business, this one is that's her actual page and her actual funnels, right?
So you're sending the traffic to this?
So I'm sending in traffic to this, yes.
Okay.
Okay. So then next thing,
Or I know her ticket price is like $5,000 just to, starting.
yes, but she has now several other steps on funnels. She has $100 a month subscription models, and
She didn't offer that to me.
of course not. Of course not.
Using George's negotiating.
So then we know the goal. So there's what's the goal of the event? What are you giving? Because you gotta give something. There's gotta be a carrot for people to go. What are you offering? How many people do you want? What's the end goal, right? So we can create events on Meetup. I didn't show Meetup, but it's an option. Eventbrite or a web page. ClickFunnels is an example. And then make your ad. This is the most complicated part because there's a lot of moving pieces in Facebook, so I'm gonna go through it. So first thing to making an ad is usually, I already have an audience defined for this one, but let's find an audience. So one of the first thing you do is you go to Audience Insights. So let me write that down.
While you're doing, would it be possible to use this technique to get people to register for a webinar?
I don't know because I haven't run, but I think the numbers would be a lot more skewed in the sense of you need more numbers. You need. I think 100 would 5 would sign up, and then out of those 5, 1 would show up. Because webinars, everybody's getting invited to a webinar.
What's the, do you know the sharp rate is from registration to people showing up for live event?
1 to 10, 1 to 10, 1 to 2 to 10, 1 to 10, 2 to 10. I mean, to live event, usually 25% to 50%. You can't tell. I've gotten the lowest I've gotten is 25.
Have you ever tried this with a paid
registered.
admission?
No. That's why I put it up to free events. Notes for presentation. There's the ads. So Audience Insights is where you go to get your audience, which is the first thing you have to define for any Facebook ad. So let's see our page. So this is a very cool place because you can either go to other pages or you can go to your page and see if there's enough engagement on this page. You can see, first of all, the age group. That's very important. So I know that most of our age group is anywhere from 35 to 64, and the bulk of it being 45 to 54.
So look at Mark Zuckerberg.
So 25 to 64.
Correct. And we have a lot of insight here as to what they like, lifestyle.
Oh, wow.
So all these things you can use to build your audience, right? And we're probably relationship status. All these are variables that you can put in order in Facebook. And then job titles. So, and that would give us a very good audience. Now, in this case, she wanted to use lookalike audiences, so we're using her email list, and I create a lookalike audience. But we can go crazy on this, and this would be for the Portland area. So I can build a new audience for it. Let's go do that using all those things. So here we go. So first thing is you go to Ads Manager. So let's go from scratch to Ads Manager. Let me just go and see, because this is not what you're gonna get the first time you go to business.facebook.com. This is what you're gonna get, and you're gonna have to create an account. I'm not gonna go through it right now, but you're gonna end up where I showed you. I have it very set up, so I have permission to different ad accounts. But what you wanna use is Ads Manager. And it's the most complex part, but I'm throwing you guys into the deep end of the pool. It is what it is.
Just don't attack us.
Cool. All right. So then I'm gonna go into Kelly's. And then I'm gonna go and create a campaign. Let's do it from scratch for now. I have all the assets, so and I'm gonna see. Usually, these are the small details that people like about my presentations. The way I organize things. This will always keep you organized. As you can see, I wasn't running this account before, but everything I use the year and then the month to organize whatever ad set I'm doing. So I know that it's gonna be an event run in April. So then I always use that because then I can go back date wise. It's always gonna give me the order of things. Okay, so Portland. And I'm gonna use conversions because I want people to go actually through a page, and I want registrations. So on the ad set's gonna be, let's say, ad same thing, 2018 04 ad set 1, and we'll see the distinction between ad sets and all that as we go through the campaign. Because in ad sets, you define the audience. In ads, you define the ad. So the ad sets give you the capability of changing different audiences. Okay. And then the ad name is going to be ad 01. Also, whenever you're using numbers, start with 01, 02, 03, 04, because then it orders it better. Because usually 10 sometimes gets ordered above the 1. So it's really weird. So these are the little quirks that'll help you. Because when you run 10, 20 campaigns at the same time, it gets a little crazy. Okay, so the next thing is we're gonna set a limit. I know that I have a $500 limit for this, and I'm not gonna hit publish yet. You don't have to. So then, because it's saving as we go. So then now I have the campaign. I have my ad set, and in the ad set is where I set up my audience. Okay, so I do have to set this parameter. I will. That's targeting and all that. So if we have time, I'll show. But the biggest gist of it is getting the audiences right and getting the ad right. So I know that I have my sweet spot for events has been 10 days usually. So I'm going to make my best assumption. The event is on the 7th. So I'm going to run it from the 28th to the 7th of April to the 6th, better. And I'm going to run it up to 11 p.m. Now, one of the things, usually Facebook does the end date like that because they want you to keep running ads. It's more money for them. It's happened to me. I've gone over budget just from not checking this. So always end run on a date. Always, 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 always. Okay. So now we go to the audience. So I have a whole bunch of lookalike audiences. That's a whole nother class, creating audiences, creating conversions, creating audiences from conversions. I could take all night doing that, but no, I'm just gonna create an audience on the insights that we have. So pretty much, I know that it's 64% women, 36% men, so it's okay if I run them to both. But first, we're gonna find the location. So people who live in this location, because we want residents for Portland. And we're gonna find Portland. Boom. So pretty much we can hit the whole thing 25 miles around. All right. I think I don't know if there's any other areas around, but I have to ask, but usually I mean, I ran already to Portland and that's what's been okay. So now we enter languages, English, all. And then let's look at the age group. So we have, let's run 35 to 64. All right. So then now this is where we can fill out all this other stuff. So corporate connected. Let's see if it'll find it. Right. Nope. But corporate moms could be one. Sometimes the suggestions come up. I don't know why these are not coming up if they're put in as lifestyle. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Let's see. Lifestyle. Tenured proprietors. I'm just gonna do 5. So yeah, it's not going for that.
Or something when you hit the browse,
Yeah.
you might go down to the lifestyle section.
It should always come up. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
that's weird.
Usually the second category is what comes up. Community and social services, all these. Let's see. So that's management. Okay, good. There it is. Interests. Production. Let's do 5. Arts, entertainment, and sales. Because sometimes it'll go. The arts. No, that's not the one. Just copy paste. Okay. Business and finance, administrative. There you go. Sales. Okay. So that should be good for now. We have 640,000 people. Add a connection type. You can add your Facebook like, friends of people who like your page and people who like your page. Kelly. But then sometimes it'll go down your audience, so you always have to be looking at that. I've made that mistake too many times. So then that's not working. So then we'll just leave it like that. So I can save the audience. So it's Portland business. And always the date 22204. Save.
Do you want to limit your audience to a certain number, like 600,000 or less than 1 million?
Usually whenever it tells you here, I've gotten it from 100. I've run audiences from 3,000 to 2 million. So this is good enough. How many people in Portland? Let's see. It's gonna make it to more people than I need. Portland population. Seattle, Denver, Portland. See, so then Oregon, 4 million. Eugene, Salem. So the one that I'm running it, that is a lookalike. It's actually 900,000. So you don't like. Sometimes Facebook just feeds it to the best to your best, but you can only make your best assumptions. At least keeping the age and the gender and the language, that's extra important. Sometimes just now that I have friends that are just running it general, and Facebook just finds it. So it's always changing. You only do your best assumptions, right? Let's see. So then I'm gonna go to placement. Usually you just want feeds. People are not putting attention to anything else. And Instagram, I'm not gonna run Instagram on this one. So usually it's Facebook feeds. That's where you want your ads. And you always do.
On Instagram?
I do, yeah, sometimes. But people, for conversions, what I found right now better is Facebook, because People on Facebook tend to buy more. On Instagram, it's just like, just like people just swipe through it.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, it's all testing. It's all testing really. Okay, so you run it to any mobile device and then you optimize it. We have it for conversions. That's the other one, the landing page views. So on this one, I may do both, but I really do want the conversions. So that's where ad sets come in. So then I can make another ad set that does for conversions, right? So we'll probably set it up that way.
Can you put the Facebook pixel on the Eventbrite?
Oh yeah,
Page?
do you want to see that?
I just want to know if you could do it.
Yes, you
So
can.
that's how it tracks the conversion.
And it gives you certain conversions and everything. Yes.
And you just do that within it when you're setting up the Eventbrite event.
Mhm.
Awesome.
You can set up on your Eventbrite account. Yes, but this one is actually her page, just so you know.
Right.
So to conversion window 7 days, 1-click preview. That's fine. Probably maybe it could be any 1-day click, 7 days click. So we have those options. I've run it usually to that and it works well. Okay, so now we go into the ad. So I have my copy somewhere for this. And like any good copywriter or ad person, you always have your swipes. So I'll show you guys my swipes for this. I know Dean Graziosi. I see that these are very long copy, and I know that these work because these guys are major beasts and that run events constantly, and you know them, Brian, the Moby guy. So this is far more than tested. So then I don't have to. I mean, I mostly model for these types. So I'll show you. This type of picture seems to work, a person and then free dinner event and everything. So I got my ad pictures here. This is what I'm gonna test. First, I'm gonna test colors. So I have 2 or 3 pictures like this. I like these two mostly. And city always seems to work well. I was gonna run something like this, but client didn't like this picture, so they wanted this one. So you sometimes you have to accommodate for the client too. Okay. So then I'll make my ad 2018 Portland. 04 Portland. Auto one. So here we go. We get our page first, Kelly. Also, it has happened that you can run an ad on a. These are little nuances, but go slowly. I mean, I was going fast, but usually go slowly and look. Now, there's 2 options, and you were mentioning about blind ads. So you can usually run a post and then run it as an ad, and you have that's where these 2 different options exist: create ad or use existing post. So then you can select a post if you want to do that and run it as an ad, right? So then you can, like, we can post this into the page and then run it as an ad. But sometimes you don't want to do that because it skews. Usually you want it to run to new audiences, and if your page sees it and if it has a lot of likes, it'll get skewed because your page is going to engage more than new people. So I think that's the major differentiation behind creating an ad and using an existing post. So now I'm gonna select the image, and I already have them up here. So I'll use this one first. And then I have my ad copy, which I got from the client, and then I swiped a little bit from the other one. Where is my copy? Event. Okay, here it is. So I saw that one of the first things that all these guys have had was Oregon. That they had the first thing usually it's free and what it is. So it's a business masterclass and what the name is and then the date. So that was a very big commonality, right? And then a button to push. Portland business owner, now more than ever, want you to learn how to take your business to the next level, which is what she does. So, and then you go into long copy and you tell, what's going to be discussed and all this. And it seems to work better for events. I don't know why, but long copy seems to work better for these type of things. So I'm going to copy it in text, right? And I start to getting to see. And then this is where I'm going to put my URL. And I can change the, okay, I gotta connect. So now I would personalize where the link goes, just so that it's more personal for Portland people. Those things catch my attention a lot. Specifics on pages. Sometimes they just, I don't know why they catch my attention, but there's something to specifics. So then they know, even though this goes to another URL. So that's just how you display it, Portland. And then for the Portland, all right. And I swiped this also from the other events that I saw. Control C, Control V. One of the things you want to do is go to bit.ly and get a link to. So then you can track your performance. So in bit.ly, it's a very simple interface. You just go in and create a link. So then I'll paste my long URL. See? Okay. Then I create. It'll give me this link and then I can customize it. So then I'll put it 2018 Portland 01. I'll save it and then I'll copy it. And every time that link is hit, it'll show it here. Who's calling me? Okay. Okay. So when you bring that into your ad manager, up here, website URL in destination. You also make sure it works. So it works. And you'll see that I'll have a hit probably. There you go. So it's very important to track. There's many ways to track. We can do all the URL parameters, but I can do it like where. You can make your own parameters, Facebook, and then you separate these with to Portland. Or you can make them UTM variables, which are the standard Google, but that's another like class in tracking. But if you just want to get some simple, you can actually make something equal to something, and you can get a parameter for whatever's happening, and it'll register on Google Analytics. Okay. So that's our basic ad. And we can copy it. Now the cool thing is if you want to split test, you can just copy it. I always do quick duplicate. And then you put in add O2. Let's change it up here. They just changed the platform so it's quirky. It gets stuck a lot lately. And then you clear the image, and then let's bring in the other image that we're gonna split test against. I don't have a video for this, so that is my split test. I'm gonna go and recheck my ad set, so then I can tell the client what I'm expecting as per conversions. Well, I don't know why it's not giving it to me. Where was it? Usually when you're live and trying to find things, that's when you don't get it.
I gotta go.
Very good. Thank you for coming.
Absolutely. Really great to meet you.
We will.
You have my card, right?
I do.
Okay.
On your book, I'm gonna read your book too.
Thank you for reading the book. Oh, absolutely. It's a pleasure, Joe. Very nice to meet you.
Great meeting.
Yeah, great meeting
Great
you.
presentation.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
So I'm gonna make sure this is scheduled for the future so that I can publish, and probably that's when I'm gonna get.
Everybody's got one, right? Okay. All right. I'll see you guys later.
So sometimes I don't know why it's not giving me the estimates of conversions, but usually, oh yeah, because I don't have it. Let's see, because I don't have the conversion in. Your ad may not be in because you haven't received any. Yeah. So you have your estimated daily reach. I have the actual campaign that I'm gonna run ready, so I'm gonna go into it. I just wanted to show you guys how to start setting it up, but no, this is the one. Oh yeah, that's why, because I already put a conversion in here that I already have finished. So I get an estimate of 5 conversions. So I can tell the client I'm expecting 5 people to sign up for the event every day while we're running it. So that's 5 conversions a day for a $50 budget a day, and it gives you the reach. So let's set up a conversion. Okay. So the way we create custom conversions, because we have to go into it, you go into the ads manager and you go to custom conversions. So to know that somebody registered to the event is very simple. It's actually not that complicated. You fill out the page and then you get the thank you page. So I'm gonna register to get to the thank you page, because I know that if somebody clicked this button, they went through, and it's just, I don't know why it's not working. Gonna have to tell them. CAPTCHA. All right. So here we go. I have my thank you page, so I'm gonna put down that URL so that I know if a person hits this, I know that I'm getting a conversion. So to set it up, we go to her account. Actually, it bounces you off back to the account, and then we'll make a custom conversion and we create it here. So then Kelly O'Neill's pixel, and then the rule is it includes this. It can be the whole URL, or sometimes I use just the end URL. So contains, doesn't contain, or equals. No, contains, because it sends out variables from what I saw. So name your conversion, 2018-04, Portland signed up. And then we put in a category, so complete registration. And then the value, let's value these prospects at $10. Bye. So then I create that conversion. And now I can choose it over here when I'm creating my ad set. Edit. So let's look for it, 2018. It's not created yet. It's already there. 2018. Let's refresh and see if it gets it. One of the things about the Facebook platform is don't get disparaged because it's very wonky. They're always changing it. So here's the conversion event. Let's see, 2018. There it is. So now I know that there's no pixel in that page, so I'm gonna have to go and fix it and put in a pixel on the page. And there's an app for that. Let me find it. Nope. Here it is. So it is installed. I don't know why it's not reading. Probably because it's a very new conversion. Yeah, it takes a little bit of time. Please select an active custom conversion or create a new one. View custom conversion or email pixel. It's really weird because the pixel's in there. This app is called Check Facebook Pixel, so you can add it to your Chrome. Let me see. Check Facebook Pixel. It is working. It's very interesting. Well, I'm gonna go and have to get that fixed. But that's the way you set up a custom conversion. Let's try doing another one. Define a new custom conversion. Contains. Let's try taking the HTTP off. Just thank you. And then signed up 2018-04. Portland sign up. Select category. Complete registration. Now let's give it a $10 value for each person that signs up. Okay. 20. That seems to be working. All right. So don't like, you're always gonna be. I wanted to do this live because you're always finding these things in the Facebook platform. It's across the board. So there we go. I got through it. And now I'm getting how many conversions? I'm getting 5, and I'm getting 1,600 to 7,800 people to go. So now I just got to run and see what happens with this event. But that is basically what I got. I was thinking of doing, maybe we could have done that event, but yeah, it's getting too late. It's already 8. So any questions?
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. I wanna try this.
Yeah. What are you gonna use it for?
Well, Yvonne and I are actually, gonna do an event.
Okay.
And so we were just talking, we're gonna have you help us out with, because, we don't have a huge list here, so we'll try this.
What's it for?
We're developing like a mentoring mastermind program together. So, yeah, thanks for the introduction.
Good. Yeah, there's a lot of nuances and stuff. I can get very technical. For example, I'll show you another example, actually from conversions. Let's go in and see. So you can get as complicated as to retarget your people. So this campaign that I'm running for Kelly, actually, I have a conversion people that land on the quiz. I have people that finish the quiz, and I have people that land for a second time.
That's cool. I've taken her quiz. She's great.
Yes.
She's really good.
Yeah. So, and sometimes you'll find that the retargeting is more expensive in this case
Interesting.
than the initial landing page view. Let's look at some numbers. This is a live campaign, so it'll help. And we'll see it against. I'm running at $2 per person in the email list. So, and that's the industry standard. That's what Signal is getting people from. So I think I'm doing good. Annex Signal, it's $2 per person.
The first internet marketer I ever met.
Nice. So right now, everybody that's landing, it's 58 cents, and usually 1 in 7, 1 in 6 is filling it out from these numbers. So let's say I'm gonna see the whole people that landed. So I have 1,500 people that have landed on the quiz, and 2017 that have finished the quiz. So that's 1 in 7. So those numbers are gold. Oh, that was the last part of it. Like if you bomb or if your campaign, at least get your numbers, right? Worst case scenario, get your data. Always. So I know, so now it's on her funnels to convert these people. I promised that I would get, she gave me 750 for this, so I'm gonna get about 350 people on her new list by the end of the month. Any good internet marketer makes $1 out of a person per list if they're good. And she has like tons of funnels and different steps. So they're all built, but we haven't run traffic to it. So we're running traffic to it. Let's see. So here are more or less the numbers. Let's see. So I split this one. I actually started making an audience out of people that landed on the quiz. So that's working better than people from her list. I was getting her at 96 cents for people on her list, and I got it down to 58 cents.
Nice.
So those, I mean, like I'm telling you, there's a lot of nuances. And the thing about local campaigns is that you can't run lookalike audiences too. That could be a good distinction for all you guys. You can't run. I haven't found a way. I don't know if you found
Locally?
locally. Usually it's US or the countries or the major countries, and it gives you like 1 for lookalike audiences, like it's 1 million. So it's like, so yeah, it's national. That's a little nuance that I have found for local events. You have to make your own audiences. So yeah, lookalike audiences don't. I don't know if you've run to local, but no. But this is a national campaign, and it does run that what we were doing. Let's see how I have it set up. It runs the page underneath. So let's see, edit. So I do have this. I have it for landing page views actually, not for conversions. So but this is to fill out a quiz. So I want them right away to go into the quiz. So that seems to work well. I may have to split test for conversions, but that's working really well. I'm at industry standard and getting people at $2. And this is the ad. Let's see. Show me the ad. So it's this video. One of the things that I noticed also is that you have to make a separate thumbnail because I do Square Video with these. If you let the
Question that
thumbnail,
all entrepreneurs and business owners need to ask themselves is this: how much life are you willing to trade for this? My name is Kelly O'Neill.
one of the things that I've noticed is that if you run these type of ads, the Square ads with the headlines on the bottom and on the top, they are working very well. They catch a lot of attention, but you cannot use that thumbnail because it's gonna give you that it's a lot of text.
You just create a custom thumbnail.
Correct. Correct. So this is a thumbnail that I'm using. Let's see if I can refresh it.
Just like YouTube, you know, for different clients.
Correct. But on YouTube, you want the text.
So you just create a square shaped video?
Yeah.
And you just put the masthead, the headline.
That works like a charm. Yeah. And I'm doing movement into it. So
wait, you're switching out the wording?
Huh?
You're switching out the wording on the.
Look at that. I mean, you can even go and make the subtitles now under the subtitles down here.
Most important.
But you see,
that all
I've seen those
entrepreneurs and
come
business
up
owners need to ask
several
themselves
times,
is this:
and they catch attention when you're going through the feed, like the first 5 seconds, and it seems to be working very, very well.
My name is Kelly O'Neill.
Did the client make this video or?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a client-made video. I mean, there's so many nuances to this. I wanted you more or less to get the overview and the gist of it, and actually like the stair step, because what I notice in most courses that I go through is that people get lost in all the technical stuff and they don't see the big picture, because the technical you can figure out, but the big picture.
Right.
Yeah. So those are some of the things that seem to be working very, very well. And there you go. And there's always experimentation.
Sounds good. Yeah, I'm definitely have to run one for my jiu-jitsu instructor, like women's self-defense or just different themes for events.
Okay.
Any hands?
So what's the main distinction? Just give me just so that I know what's the main distinction or tip that you got out of it.
I usually learn a lot because I've never run an ad before, you know.
You have.
Well, because you told me, you showed me how, you know, but this is like so different than back then.
Mhm.
I think the little details of like putting the right people that you're trying to target, you know, be really, really specific.
Okay.
That's kinda, I think, because I think at the beginning I was just running ads because just running ads, you know, and not being specific to what kind of people.
The goal.
Yeah, the goal exactly, and the conversion, like I didn't know that.
The conversion part?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that you can convert even to quizzes or, you know.
One more thing on the conversions, like for example, like these are different types of quizzes. So I made these conversions so that people that land, like there's the different types of people that go through the quiz get different pages. So then you know that you're getting what you're getting, like the type of audience that you're getting, and then you
Right.
can go in and make
Another one.
ads for that type of audience, for the CEO, for the gatekeeper, for the.
Right.
You can go
He's
as
got
crazy.
different profiles.
Correct.
So,
You can go as crazy as you
Cool.
want. Yeah, that's a cool thing about Facebook. That you can go like super
well, I think
ultra
this thing is taking
targeted
people to an
message.
event, right? I like that. On the first part where you were showing.
The Eventbrite.
Yeah, I mean, you can get the thing up and running in a couple hours. You know?
Yes.
Your website. Just
Yes.
put up your Eventbrite page and
Did you think? Okay, good.
yeah, that's
Sounds great.
What'd you get? What's your major distinction?
So it was just like, well, just kind of like how you, just the beginning to start from grabbing a swipe file and then just modifying towards this client stuff. And then from there, just, yeah, I mean, that's a very simple process for creating the ad, and also just taking them to Eventbrite, which is, I mean, way faster than trying to do something in WordPress and just trying to like hack all this stuff together, which is,
So the Eventbrite was the thing that
Yeah.
no, yeah, that makes it super simple.
it's been working very well. And then Eventbrite gives you extra traffic too, because
Yeah.
people
I
go.
mean, if it works with Eventbrite, and then if you wanna go crazy, you can
Yeah.
build your own ClickFunnels page for it to optimize the page, but I would test it on Eventbrite first, just to get it done. And then once you get your copy and your ads and all that dialed in,
Yeah.
then take the time to build your own custom funnel.
Good.
Seems to make sense to me.
At what point do you have to pay an Eventbrite? Cause like Meetup, you have like a limit of people, like Meetup, so.
I have never gotten to the paid part of it.
Okay.
I have a page that I have an Eventbrite page that I have 600 people that have gone to different events, and I use the list over and over. So I think it's, oh yeah, Eventbrite, I think it gets costly when you start running to paid events.
Right.
Right. Yeah. I think it starts charging you a small commission on the tickets.
Right.
Okay.
You're still making money. If you're selling
Right.
tickets, you're making money on the ticket. So if you're
Correct.
charging, even if, like, I may charge $50 just to get people to show up, So, it's not to make the money, it's just to get people to come. Just to increase my show up rate, because if they've got $50 in the line, people do a lot.
And tell me about your business mentorship.
We're still, we're just developing the idea. We just we want to get it out there. We met years ago, and then we reconnected
I'm so glad.
at your thing just a few weeks ago. And then he and I ended up at the Peter Anthony event together, because his daughter was speaking at it. And so I spent the whole weekend with him a couple weekends ago. And yeah, and then he introduced me to George. And then George and I connected and hit it off. And it just happens fast.
I'm so glad.
It's just like,
So who's
so-
gonna be your target for your mastermind? Do you have like a group in mind or?
we're
You
just
don't even know, you're just
chewing
in the beginning.
ideas. Yeah, I mean, we really want business owners that are running like funeral homes and stuff. I mean, clients that we all work with that are just misguided, and they don't really have a group they can trust